Appreciate you retweeting all my shit on Twitter.
Which Twitter are you?
I'm Music Frenzy.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
So it's a pleasure. I've been tweeting about you guys for a couple of weeks now. So
cool. Yeah, it's starting to get so busy, which is awesome.
Yeah, I mean that's good, man.
Yeah, that means things are going well.
Hell yeah. I was supposed to interview Dez. I guess it was 2 years ago when Devil Driver opened up for Guar at the Electric Factory, and I interviewed Dave Brocky, and then I think Dez got there a little bit later. Something told us got there late, and it just didn't happen.
Yeah.
So
Dez. They've been, everybody always does the singer thing, and they try to give him like 40 interviews. There's not even enough time in the day.
Oh, of course not.
And we all tend to say the same things. And me and Dez are the talkers of the band.
How was Starland last night?
Awesome. Sick. Yeah.
That venue is a freaking phenomenal venue.
They redid it from last time I was there.
Yeah.
Because it's super nice. The staff is awesome. Crowd was good.
Well, the hurricane came through.
Yeah.
Tore that shit up. It was flooded and all. So
they did a great job with it.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah. So the tour's been killer.
What do we hear on Rivals?
There's a lot of everything's heavy, groovy. We like to say it's nasty sounding.
Something. I don't think I'm sitting.
There it is.
Oh, there
Where's my scarf?
Damn! I almost took it.
Yeah, we like to say that it's nasty sound. It's a nasty sounding record. There's no samples. A lot of not bands, but a lot of records and producers these days. The drums are sampled because they get their perfect sounds and everything sounds so polished, and we wanted to do it kind of, I hate to say the word organically, but like all the tones, guitar wise, drum wise, bass wise, we got the sounds right off the bat. We didn't go and fix it in the computer like you can now. It's so easy to
Pro
go.
Tools and all that stuff. Yeah.
We did it in Pro Tools, but we got all the sounds. We spent 4 days on drum tones alone. 31 drum mics. They changed the floor in the
31
place.
drum mics.
Yeah.
Wow, they must sound freaking.
It's humongous sounding. It's the biggest drum sound I've heard in a long time, and it's no samples. Dez has some distorted vocal parts, and we went and got specially made microphones that are distorted already. Everything is actually the sound.
Wow.
And the songs, we built tempo maps so that it speeds up and slows down. We tried to do like the one tempo for us, and it sounded so stale.
Okay.
The click track. So we did click track, but it speeds up and slows down, which is a pain in the ass for me to record to. But because like Cold Chamber is definitely a live band, and we like the live, Rage Against the Machine element to it, to where it's just chaotic, and the live show sounds a little different than the record. You're not, we're not going to sound exactly like the record live, and
that's a good thing.
Every show is a little different, which is cool. If you're a band that plays to tape and all that stuff, every show is kind of the same. Yeah. It sounds great, but that's something we never got into. And, when we have tried to be that straight tempo band, it just doesn't sound like us. It sounds too, like you want parts to speed up, you want parts to slow down, So the record's a ton of that. We had 19 songs going in, and got it down to 12. Me and Meeks were... coming up with ideas one a day, and then him and Nadia would get in the studio and we were doing like a song a day in the studio.
Nice.
And send it to Dez. Dez would whisper vocals through the iPhone and send it back to us because we live hours away from each other.
Okay.
So we all didn't, rehearse every day.
I've heard that from so many bands nowadays. They don't have to go to so and so castle or whatever and lock themselves in. Nowadays you guys could do. Things at your house or whatever.
It's easy for Dez to drive 4 hours to come rehearse with us and us not get anything done, and he has family and stuff. Yeah. And LA traffic is a nightmare, So it's like, let's get a foundation, and then once the foundation's there, then come and then we did the pre-production and all that stuff, and then we flew to Florida. Me and Meeks flew originally, just me and him, Sanford, Florida, in the middle of nowhere. In a log cabin, and it was a studio, and we were down there, and middle of nowhere. All we did was play, doing drums all day. Yeah. And then I stayed for 2 weeks. Meek stayed for a month. Nadia came and she did her parts in like 4 days. Okay. She just knocked her shit out real quick. Cool. And then Dez does the vocals at his house. Yeah. He has a huge vocal studio.
It's I think there's 3 webisodes now. on the website, I saw the first one was about the artwork, which was very cool. You know, the kind of seance vibe, and the second one was a day in the studio, and it was you guys getting in the car and going to the studio, and then Dez and doing the vocals, and he said pretty much he does it in 1 or 2 takes, and that's it. But
that's what we do. Just if you get the vibe of it and it sounds good, keep it.
Yeah.
So what if it's not absolutely perfect? Because there's Over My Head, the song that's on the record. The end of the song, the producer wanted us to go faster and faster, and I was literally playing as fast as I possibly could. And then Des got the track, and he's literally almost crying, like out of breath by the end of the song. And when you hear it, the song just kind of implodes at the end. And Des keeps singing, and
that's a track too, because that's the one that's featured a lot in that second webisode.
Yeah.
And man.
Yeah, the end of it just falls apart, and he just keeps going, and it came out, and like you can't give your whole heart and everything into that take, and then go, I didn't really. Let's do it over.
Yeah.
Because he's giving everything he has. Yeah.
And that's what I was going to say. If I was speaking to him today, that the intensity that he showed in that freaking webisode. I mean, it's unreal, and I think that comes across in the stuff that he does.
And that's chamber and with all of us. That's we give it everything that we have live. I mean, I have a black eye from 2 shows ago.
Wow.
We give every night is 180%, and we're all just grateful that this is actually still working and that people have waited.
Yeah.
I'm personally 100%. I don't even drink anymore. 100% sober.
Cool.
And I'm remembering where I was yesterday, which is amazing. I just had a kid, so it's sober. It made me stop drinking everything.
Yeah.
And
that's what happened to me. He's 15. My daughter's 22.
Yeah.
And I used to smoke. I used to drink. But when she was born, it would just kind of put my big boy pants on. And 25 years old, I'm like, you know what? I had fun, man.
Yeah. I had a good run.
So.
From when I was 19, I had like 15 years of partying every day.
All those gigs on Ozfest, are they a blur? Or do you remember some
of
Ozfest,
I was straight edge. I didn't start till I was like 21 is when I got into crazy drugs.
Right.
But when I first got in the band, I was completely straight edge. Yeah. And then you're out, and the lifestyle happens, the money happens, and the total cliche, the rock and roll cliche is exactly what happened to me. And then when we broke up, I quit music for 5 or 7 years. That's a blur. I didn't play. I quit the whole industry.
Wow.
And became normal guy, but then I became raging alcoholic, and went to jail, and just everything.
Is some of that because you weren't playing? Because you weren't
probably there's depression.
A little depression.
Because you have you're on top of the world, and then it's gone the next day.
Yeah.
But I was killing myself slowly.
Oh man.
Very slowly, and you mask
now.
it, and people ask me what do you regret the most about that? And I go, absolutely nothing. Because if all that didn't happen, I wouldn't have a child right now.
It taught you a lesson,
one little thing can change the course of your whole life. And of course there's times where you go, wow, I was an asshole. Wow, shouldn't have stayed up for 5 days.
Yeah.
Of course you say that. It's not good for anybody.
Yeah.
And but if all of that didn't happen, I wouldn't have a kid. I wouldn't have an awesome family. I wouldn't be friends. I wouldn't be friends with these guys. And none of this, I wouldn't be sitting here right now if all of that bad stuff didn't happen. And all that bad stuff I caused, it didn't happen to me.
Right.
I was never like, oh, I can't get a break. I was a lunatic.
Right.
It's
from your own doing.
And now,
you learn something, so.
Now, I'm completely addicted to being sober, responsible father guy, and I remember where I was yesterday, which is amazing. I remember every second of this tour pretty much. And I can't say that I've done that in 15 years. I play shows in front of 60,000 people and don't remember it. Don't remember one thing.
How's it been with Filter and Comedy Christ?
Amazing. Comedy's
cool.
awesome. Comedy's like our dudes.
That's cool.
And there's certain bands that I love to death. Seven Dust, one of them. Nicest people on the planet.
Yeah.
So cool. We tour with them. I can't even count how many times. And Comedy Christ has the same vibe with me. Just sweet guys. They put on a hell of a show. And they're just fun.
I'm looking forward to seeing them again. I saw them maybe 3 years ago with Open Up for Rammstein. Mm-hmm. And I don't know what it was, but the sound was awful. I mean, I talked about it for a week and a half.
It happens.
It was so bad. So
I
don't think it was the band. I don't know much about them. Maybe it was. I don't. I know that they're very popular band, so I'm sure it was a sound system.
Yeah, some
everything
some
was
rooms
so loud, so screechy. It was like, Jesus, what the hell is this?
Yeah,
shit? You know?
some
For my
rooms,
first time seeing them, that's what I remember. So
Yeah.
I'm kind of hoping it.
Yeah, and then
evens out, you know?
when you're on a certain slot on the bill, you don't get a sound check. If you're a middle band, there's not enough time to get a sound check. So sometimes it takes a song for it to, or sometimes the room just sounds like crap.
Right.
You go to some of these places, half the PA doesn't work.
Yeah.
When you get there.
This place here, did you guys do a soundtrack? The audio here is pretty.
Our sound
phenomenal.
guy's incredible.
Yeah.
Our sound guy's pimp.
Cool. That's very cool.
We've never had one complaint about how we sound front of house with SA. Yeah, he's a monster out there.
Cool.
I know it's loud.
It's gonna be cool.
So yeah, and this is funny. This is the first place we played in Philly with Downset way back in the day.
Wow.
I remember coming here and going, oh my gosh, this place is so huge, because we were doing little teeny bars.
Okay.
This was the first decent sized place,
And it has that old fashioned kind of.
But at 19, I thought it was like the Hollywood Bowl. I was like, oh my God, listen to my voice echo. I made it. Hey, Mom, look where I'm at.
I'm at the Troc.
I think Abraham Lincoln got shot up there. It kind of looks like that from the pictures.
I mean, it is a balcony.
Yeah. So it's good to come. We always play the Electric Factory. I love that place.
Yeah.
But I like playing different places.
Cool.
It makes it different.
So this tour's got what, like a 2 weeks left, and then
April 12th was the last show in Dallas.
Okay, so obviously when the album comes out, you guys will be hitting the road again, I'm sure.
Right now we're booked through August, end of August, and the record's not even out yet.
Cool.
So we're going full blown.
No, I don't think any other tour been announced yet.
Well,
I don't think it's
the only thing announced is this one, obviously. After this, we have a week off. Then we do 3 shows in South America. One of them being the Monsters of Rock with Ozzy, which is, I don't know. I hear it's 100,000 people. I hear it's 400,000. It's either way, you can't see the end of the people when you play. And then we do Chile and Mexico City. Then we have 3 weeks off, and then we go to Europe for a month. And then we're trying to work on Australia right now. And then after that, we're going to do the States again. Wow. So we're just getting started. People think like this is our last tour. Yeah. Just because of the history of the band.
Could happen.
Yeah. It's possible.
No, it won't happen. Come on, be positive.
I said that 13 years ago. A couple months go by, we'll go back on tour again.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yep.
13 years went
by.
by.
These guys fight every day. They're not going to stay broken up. And yeah, we called it.
Well, I saw the black eye. I was like, I hope it wasn't, some kind of fisticuffs.
No. This is actually my first black eye I'm proud of, because I wasn't drunk. I earned this one.
Yeah.
It wasn't
because you get your eye poked out.
It wasn't because I fell on someone or.
You're lucky you didn't poke your eye out.
No, you're lucky.
No.
No, you're lucky.
What, a stick fall or
it broke?
It broke.
It broke.
Oh, this shit.
Yeah. It hit me right here. I had a big bubble.
Oh man.
This is the least injured I've been on tour, so I'm thrilled.
Yeah.
I'm usually a mess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hands are broken and just shaking.
Yeah.
Typical cold chamber,
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate your time.